Wanted to point out how my diet works, because it doesn't, and I fucking made it all day until fucking 4:15, and I was doing so good. I had my keto bread, I had my keto sandwiches, made some veggie burgers, and I was like, I'm not gonna fucking eat like a sow. And so what happens is, all right, before the podcast, I need something to get me through it. So I'm like, cottage cheese is always a safe bet. Low calories, high protein.
Hell yeah.
So I take about 8 spoonfuls of that, duration of 10 minutes or whatever. I'm on the phone with Kaylee. Shout out. And, but then as I'm closing the cupboard after I put away everything, I see these milk chocolate covered pretzels. And my fucking diabetic boner went off. No offense, Zach. And,
none taken, because mine would too.
And I fucking just mowed on them. And I had like fucking almost the entire bag. And 90%, that bag was supposed to not be mine. It's not mine. I didn't buy it. I don't know who it belongs to, but I fucking ate it. And it's gone now. So I owe somebody
I feel
a
as
bag.
empty as the bag.
Yeah, man.
What was it? Was it?
No. Glip Glop didn't leave there. Didn't leave anything behind.
Glip Glop and the Whoop-de-Doos didn't leave you any food?
Yeah, no. Oh, shit. I forgot about that. No.
Well, now you remember.
Yeah. So just,
Let me choke on my water.
Yeah. Peek behind the curtain of my struggles, but it was really good. I mean, it's a fun roller coaster if you're on it, fellas. Like if you're going down, like it's a hard way up, but on the way down, whee!
I'm gonna regret this.
Yeah, there's no backup either.
Okay, I'm gonna send it once in a while. It happens.
Yeah. So, welcome into the podcast. If you're still here after that 2-minute story, but I want to give the reins right to Zach, because it seems like he has something that he really wants to tell us. Probably more intriguing than the chocolate covered pretzel story. So Zach, by all means.
I don't know how to start, but I know how to end. This is a this is like maybe it's a what grinds my gears section. So I live in Minneapolis, okay? Hipster capital of the fucking Midwest, for sure. Like maybe not the world, because I think that title probably goes to like, I don't know. I hear Austin, Texas is very hipstery, but regardless, I think Minneapolis is probably like the hipster capital of the Midwest. I'm calling it. And so a lot of people ride bicycles here, which is totally fine. Love riding bicycles. Pete Buttigieg rides a bicycle to work, and for some reason Trump makes fun of him. But what I've been seeing, like, so I sit at home like all day, right? Like I work at home all day. And I spend some time in my living room sometimes for a different point of view, looking out my window. I live on a main road, so there's tons of like cars and bikes and things going by. And for the last handful of days, I've seen this same fucking guy. So he clearly like lives around here and commutes on this bicycle. And now I was just on the way home from the gym, like right before recording here, and I saw this guy. I drove right next to this guy in the road on the way home, and I got beef with this motherfucker. His bicycle. So we pretty much we got bicycles nailed down, right? Like whatever kind, if you ride a mountain bike or one of those fat tire bikes, are kind of good for commuting, or you got your whatever you're like racing, like road bikes. We kind of got it. We kind of got it figured out. And those are all very good options. This fucking guy is riding a bike that's like, I can't describe it accurately, but like basically it's like a normal bike frame, normal bike size tires. But then he like welded another frame, or like it looks like another big frame is welded on top of it. So like where he is sitting is like as high or higher than the roof of my car. So like it's super up there. It's super tall. I don't know how he's getting on or off this thing. I didn't see him. Like I stopped at a red light as he was coming up behind me. I was like, oh, he's gonna have to stop. I'm gonna have to figure out how the fuck he stops this thing, but he doesn't. He just goes really, really slow. And I'm thinking I'm like, dude, you are just doing this to be a dickhead. The only reason you're riding this bike is to be a dickhead. Like it's the exact same as like those dickheads that like unironically wear fedoras. Or like I saw like 8 years, I still think about this guy, some dickhead in Minneapolis that was unironically wearing a top hat. You're just doing it to be a dickhead. You don't have to do this. Like, we have better hats, just like we have better bicycles. And like, this dude is riding this bicycle that is far and away the most inconvenient thing I've ever seen. Like, it has to be a worse mode of transportation than just about any other option I could. Like, he would be better off training a team of fucking dogs and riding a fucking dog sled, and it would be more convenient than this goddamn bicycle. So I guess I'm just here to say, ride a normal fucking bicycle. What the fuck? What's wrong with you? This shit's supposed to be like convenient and whatever, and instead he's got saddlebags that are goddamn 10 feet down underneath his ass, which is fucking 10 feet in the air. Like, what if he eats it? What if he eats shit? What if he tips over? He's gonna reach Mach fuck before he hits the ground and just concuss himself on the ground, and then maybe he'll ride a goddamn different bicycle. I don't know. I'm just sick of it. God damn it. I'm just exhausted with this man, and I have to look at him all the time because I just happen to catch him like riding to and from wherever the fuck he goes. I'm just gonna follow him one day and be like, "Sir, did you know that you can like buy stuff that doesn't suck?"
Just chase him
Ugh.
with a bundle of sticks and try and shove some in the spokes.
Oh my
as he's
god!
driven down.
If he did the like flip forward thing, like he would go like 3 blocks. I'd have to fucking go running down the road to catch him.
Go into orbit.
Fuck. Dude, he might. I don't know. I don't know if I can like get a picture of this bike or if I can like look one up. I'll have to send it to you guys. It is the dumbest shit I've ever seen. Like
You want-
next, those bikes from like the 20s or whatever, the 1800s, where it's like the
Yeah.
giant front tire. Like, it's probably more stupid than those, and those are stupid. So
I thought he wanted one of those, and he just welded like 8 frames of normal bikes together in some
maybe he just made
atrocity of.
some Frankenstein thing. All these bike frames are in a car. Like, he's pulling them out of dumpsters. They're just like, "Kill me!" And he's like, "No!" And he's in there with a fucking welder in his garage for like 6 months, mounting together this just absolute fucking scaffolding of fucking abomination of fucking transportation that it is. Yeah.
Scaffolding.
It looks like he just welded a bunch of scaffolding together and fucking rides it like a bike with wheels. It's just horrendous. It's just, I don't know. Whoever invented the bicycle is rolling in their grave right now. It's horrible. That's my beef. I don't know.
That's a pretty understandable beef, I'd say. I'm just trying to picture this fucking clown, and I'm just wondering, does he have like platforms at his place of work and his house to land it so he can get off?
Well, that's the thing. Like, I want to see this guy get on and off the bicycle because there's no fucking way he doesn't have to park next to like a fucking ladder, or like at work, does he like ride up to a dock door
Right.
and like just unload himself like a goddamn semi? Like, that's like, what are we doing here? Like, that's so there's no way. There is no way that the inconvenience of getting on and off and the danger of getting flung into orbit off of this thing is worth what you look like, because you look like a dumbass. So you're making yourself look like a dipshit to ride your bike to and from work, and it's like, look, man, I understand a cool car. I have a car that I think is cool, but it's still a car, and it just drives and has air conditioning and all of those things, right? Like, I'm not. It's like, it's also like motorcycles with ape hangers. Like, okay, cool. You look maybe kind of cool with your arms straight up in the air, but also your arms probably go numb 5 minutes in. So like, and good luck turning that bitch around in a parking lot. Like, that's not going to happen. So it's just like, what are we doing here? There's a certain point where like, there's a crossover point of like looking cool, but this guy doesn't even look cool. So what the fuck does that graph even matter? Like, I'm just so lost and angry about it. I'm just screaming at a cloud. I feel old. I'm just mad. Mad that things are different.
Slams on the brakes on his car, rolls down the window, and just screams no at him until he can't see him anymore.
What are you? What are you doing? Just so mad. Yeah, dude, I don't know. Like I said, I'm gonna have to try and get a picture either of him or like find a picture of a similar thing on the internet and send it to you guys so that you know that what I'm looking at.
Does this bike look like something that you would buy, or is it a homemade whatever?
I'm gonna be honest, I don't know. Like
Oh.
I imagine you could buy a bicycle like this. I imagine there's like I don't know, some crew of fucking hipster dipshits out there and there's a market for it. But I also wouldn't put it past the guy to be like, aha, I kind of know how to weld and I have 6 bicycle frames in my garage and I just want a bike that's 6 bicycles tall now.
He's like, yeah, Jesus Christ.
Maybe it's a transformer.
Maybe
What does it turn into?
maybe it's not finished yet. You know what I mean? Could be a part of a bigger plan.
It's not done. What's the? He's gonna put fucking wings on it? Like it looks like something like the Wright brothers would have fucking put together with some goddamn wings on it, just like pedaled their asses off to try and take off. Like absolute bastardization of a bicycle. I don't know, man. I don't even have words to describe how much I'm angry at this fucking bicycle.
Yeah.
But the guy was wearing a helmet. He was being safe because if he doesn't, he was definitely gonna like die if he fell off of it. So I don't know.
He just needs to pull up to it next to a car to get off. That's what it is.
He steps off onto someone's pickup truck. Ah, thanks,
Yeah.
buddy.
Share the
I
road.
don't know, dude. I'm gonna follow this guy home just honking at him. Just lay on the horn for like 10 miles. Just burn that son of a bitch out.
Yeah.
And when the horn goes out, I'll just start screaming out the window.
Like I said, the beef is definitely understood there. You know what I don't understand? Just we'll spend like 2 more seconds on this topic, but so you have the bike situation, right? And there's e-bikes and things like that. But then what about that like electronic skateboard? It takes like the whole idea.
Oh, though, is it the thing? Are you thinking of the thing where there's like one tire, and you like
Yeah.
stand on it and rip around? Okay, those things that's some sort of weird techno nerd hipster like bullshit. I don't know, man. Like, but I've seen people like that will go up and down my. I've seen people go up and down again, hipster capital of the fucking world here. Go up and down my road riding those things, just hands in their pockets, probably some, like a long leather coat because they're unironically wearing a big duster, which like fits 0 fucking people because it's not 1890 anymore, and just cruising up and down. I've seen people like ride off the road with them, like on dirt trails and shit. Like it's fucking. Apparently, you can get pretty good at those fucking things.
I used to want one.
What changed?
There's a lot of it's basically one company. It's called One Wheel.
Creative.
Yeah. Makes sense. But so basically what changed is they just got greedy with it. They started software locking the battery so you couldn't do your own maintenance on them. You had to send it back,
God.
and then they'd always tell you something's fucked up. Just a lot of horror stories that I've read read from the forums and stuff on them. And so I was like, you know what? I'll just walk. That's fine.
Better for you anyway, man. We're like, dude, we are getting so like every day we get closer and closer to the end stage of Wall-E. Like,
With all those fatties?
Yeah.
dude, yeah. Like, dude, yeah, they're that and they're like locked into like, I mean, it's a screen, but that's kind of us with a phone right now, and they're just floating around. They're like, giant soda, and it just fucking pops up. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, man.
I
Well,
want my hover chair.
I mean, to be fair, there's some parts that sound pretty lit, but like, I mostly just want a little Wall-E robot running around like cleaning up my house. That's what I
Yeah.
want.
yeah, there's a bunch of stuff that if used correctly, it would be very, very cool. That might lead us to our first topic here, fellas. What the fuck is Elsa?
Ah, from Frozen. No, I'm just kidding. Elsa is the FDA's new generative AI they're going to use. They're going to use it to do everything, I guess. So there's an article here. I'm sure everyone will find it, but they say it came in. So this is made allegedly made kind of in-house and came in ahead of schedule and under budget, which I don't fucking believe at all, unless they just like made software that's just a bunch of chat GPT calls, because you can do that with a chat GPT API. So unless they just fucking did that and wrapped everything in fucking open AI calls, it's going to be a really shitty large language model, and they're going to use it to review science and do all this, that, and the other thing. A lot of reasons this is scary, but I think it's especially, I don't know, important or timely here because it comes at a time when RFK Jr. was literally just caught with a report that was probably generated by AI that had hallucinated sources and cited sources that did not exist at all. In fact, there was one instance where a researcher was credited with an article, and that researcher came out and said that she never wrote an article by that name, and her team never wrote an article by that name. She's not associated with anything by that name. So, and this is more common, right? So these generative AIs are probably getting worse, actually, in certain ways because they are gaining more and more hallucinations. There's a lot more horror stories coming out where businesses or government, maybe not government departments, but certain businesses will come out and say like, "You guys need to use this," and then everyone goes, "Okay, it keeps hallucinating all of this shit in here, and it's not getting things right." I keep seeing a really funny, uh, like I don't know, I think it's like a tweet or a Threads post or something where someone goes like, "Well, we have to use this generative AI to do reports on like car accidents." I think it's like an insurance thing, and it keeps fucking hallucinating some like kid named like Darian or something that like isn't there, and so they have to go back in all the time and like take any instances of this fucking random hallucinated kid out of the reports. And so that's what we're going to do. And also, I mean, you're talking about if you're talking about kind of doing science and reviewing reports and things with AI, like I've used enough AI to know that it's dangerous and you got to double check it. I have used I've dug around and I've used so in like Adobe Acrobat, there's a summary tool, right? So you pull a PDF up and you can have an AI summarize it. And I've used that just to see what it would do. And it does fine, but if that's the level that the FDA is using, it is not going to be fine. And you need people to actually read these fucking reports word for word and do the work. So yeah, not cool. Not cool because I don't trust the AIs, and not cool because I don't trust the people using the AIs. So it's just really, I don't know, a fuck sandwich, I guess. There.
Is this like an indicator that this administration is I don't know. Are they lazy? Like what's going on here?
Yes. Dude, they're cutting corners. I understand that generative AI and AIs, that's the way things are going. Whether we all like it or not, that's what's going to fucking happen. And it is a tool that at some point we're all going to have to try and find a way to use it, or we're going to have to try and be better than the people using the tools. But right now, I don't trust it. I don't trust it for this, like this type of application. And again, it's absolutely lazy. And well, honestly, anyone can run this experiment at home. You could do the RFK thing. You could go to ChatGPT and you type in there, write me a report that sounds scientific that says that vaccines cause autism and that raw milk cures AIDS, and cite some sources. And if it doesn't have sources, it'll just throw shit in there and it'll glue stuff together because it wants to make you happy. It wants to give you the answer you want, right? So that's and with enough prompting and molding and whatever, you can eventually get a report. And people are turning these in at universities,
Yeah.
right? But the tell that professors are using is when the sources are fake, right? So if they write up some nice report or some nice essay, they cite sources that aren't real. They go, "Hey, guess what? I know what you fucking did, and that's why you did this in 10 minutes, and then you went to get fucking shit blasted and tried to fucking, whatever, finger your girlfriend because you don't know how to do sex yet because you're a high schooler." But but that's I don't know that it is laziness. It's laziness, and the thing too is like this administration wants to see a bunch of shit that isn't real, that isn't borne out in the fucking data or the statistics. So they're making it up, right? Which I mean, in a few months we'll see RFK's report on vaccines and autism, and we'll see how bullshit that is because that's been tested to death, and they don't cause autism. Spoiler alert.
Well, I mean, it's especially scary when, I mean, you have these people in the FDA who these, the heads of them now that Trump's in office, they're like cherry picking for what the data that they want. And now this just supercharges that. Like, hey, cherry pick, but do it super fast all the time and do it better and faster than I can do it as a human.
Right.
What could go wrong?
Well, and if the data's not there, pick me some.
Mhm.
Fucking,
Yeah,
make
I'm
me
not
some
above
raw data.
imaginary shit.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, this administration absolutely is not. again, dude, like it's just so fucking. And I don't know what they're testing. Here's the thing: the FDA, because of all the budget cuts, probably due to fucking Doge and Elon's bullshit, like they've cut out, like they're not testing your dairy anymore. They've cut. They can't test that as much. They're not testing a bunch of your food, right? Like they're not doing a lot of the things they used to do. So like for all we have to just rely on people to put out food that is good because it's not getting tested for bacteria or illnesses, all that shit. Like,
Well,
so
and
I don't know
even
why
when
they
they
need a
do, even when they do find stuff, right? Even when like local places find stuff, they're silencing it. Like
yeah.
they're not amplifying that message of, hey, this shit's bad right now. Don't buy this. Don't eat it. They're just
No,
shh.
they want America to look perfect. They want everything to look perfect under King Trump here. Like that's what they want is like, no, there's no fucking measles. There's no fucking bird flu that could go to people. Like if, like COVID was played down in Trump's first term because he's no, everything's fine. Everything's fine. It's just more of that shit. I don't understand the fucking point. Like that's one thing that I really don't understand the point of that I can't wrap my head around is like why like unless and I know that this is going to sound dumb for me to say it, but just let me cook for a second, chat. Like, unless raw cruelty is the point, not cruelty to an end, right? Because I think that, like, the deportation stuff, that is being cruel, but they also want them deported. So they're being cruel in the process of kind of being cruel to an end goal. This type of shit is just raw cruelty. Like, I don't give a fuck about you guys. They literally voted to allow more fucking sewage in our drinking water. Like, so the only end that I can see to this is intentionally being fucked up to citizens of the United States. And I don't know why the fuck. Like, that's one thing that has bugged me this whole time. I can't figure it out. And it makes me more mad than almost anything else going on. You know what I mean? Is when I see stuff like that.
Yeah, I don't have an answer for you. I would tend to agree that it's just to make the world harsher. You have it too good with not shit in your water, so we're gonna just put that back
Yeah,
and make
we're
it.
drinking poop again.
So and this looks like it's going to come up here too in another topic, but my question is, and it has been, what is Trump supporters saying about what's going on? Like who would in their right mind think that it's okay, like you guys just said with the vote with more sewage or whatever? And then like this AI stuff. First of all, most of his demographic is allegedly scared of AI, right? Like they don't know what it is, and they also can't distinguish what's real and what's AI. So I guess I don't even know if that's real, but a lot of them are frightened by it. But then they see that he's using it, or his administration is. I'm wondering what their thoughts are on that. And then also like, where are we at 100 and some days into this administration? Are you guys? Do you see it now? Like what are we doing here?
They don't care.
I say I think a lot of them don't care. I
They
mean,
don't pay attention to this.
yeah, yeah, that's the thing is like Newsmax isn't going to play the reel of like, they voted today to put more poop into your water. They're not going to play that reel, And I think that a lot of his base, I think, I mean, his base is separated in my mind between like the ones that are glued to Newsmax, kind of the older generation that we kind of assume, but there's all those younger people that did vote for him. And they just go purely on vibes. They don't have any information, so they're not even seeing any of this shit. But if you go on Newsmax or if Newsmax is on your screen and they say, this new AI tool, it's really cool. They'll just go like, okay, I guess it's really cool, and they're going to use it. It's going to do a lot of good for us and save us a ton of money and blah blah blah. Because all of a sudden, like all of a sudden they care about government spending, but then the bill makes it worse, so they don't care. So I don't know what the fuck. I don't. I mean, again, they're doing goddamn Fruit Loops, fucking goddamn gymnastics, Simone Biles style in their head every moment of the day to make it all make sense for them.
Basically, I think of it as it boils down to this. They are only like they just say, I don't know about any of that stuff, but are you mad about it? Okay, good. Then I'm happy.
There's that. There's a great deal of that, I imagine.
Okay, well, this might bring us to this next topic then about the Trump trying to create or trying to use a database for private information for citizens and things like that. But it sounds like the MAGA is having some negative feedback for Trump. You know, I know Zach, you put in here an article that says Trump flipped on us, you know, in quotes. So what does that look like? And what is Palantir or Palantir? Fasciitis?
Palantir fasciitis. So right now, Palantir does hold a ton of government contracts, but what they were just contracted out to do is create like an ultimate database on Americans. That would mean student loans, immigration status or citizenship status, um, fuck income, medical, this, that, or the other thing. Anything you can imagine is supposed to go in. It's like one giant conglomerate that's supposed to take everything. And uh, what they're saying is that it will make everything more efficient because it's supposed to be all of the data they have across all the like different departments of the government. MAGA's pissed, and everyone else should be pissed because a lot of MAGA are kind of like they're big on privacy, right? Don't take my data. I don't want people tracking me. Blah blah blah. They're putting microchips in the vaccines because I don't understand that doesn't make any fucking sense. All that type of shit, right? Well, now, and it was done before because we all have cell phones, right? And I get that this may sound kind of trivial in light of that, but again, I mean, this is a thing where they can track your debt and they can fuck you particularly. They can track your citizenship status and they can start targeting and fucking you in particular, right? And this is another move where they're, I mean, it's a huge privacy thing because you have right now, even if all this data is currently in the government and if Palantir is just putting it all together, the point is there's separation of concerns, right? So
Yep.
like for example, like Eric in your department, you have this whole HR department and maybe you just do payroll, so you have access to payroll stuff, but you don't have access to health insurance stuff because someone else does health insurance, right? And
Sure.
you can't cross that, reference that up and can't fuck with any of that, right? And that's fine. That's good because it just keeps things separate in a way that is organized and good and makes sense. Separation of concerns, we call it in engineering. Um, but yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, that's the long and short of it. It's fucking scary. Like, I don't want these people having a more complete picture of who anyone is, especially since they're asking American citizens when we come back in the country, you know, do you agree with Donald Trump? Have you ever said anything negative about the president? Right? Like, they're talking to comedians about, like, well, do any of your bits insult the president, or make fun of politics? Right? Like, they they're setting all this up to have all the information they need to start targeting people that they don't like, that they think have to go, right? And it won't start with us. It's going to start again with like, comedians and shit that are speaking out and have big platforms. They're going to start by shutting them down, and then at a
Yeah.
certain point, I mean, by the time it gets to us, we're slaves anyway, right? We're going to have to pick berries on RFK's farm for the fucking overly enthusiastic or whatever the fuck. But
Yeah, that's fucking sad, man. Jesus Christ. I don't even know what to say.
it's a
It's
lot, dude.
the thing is though, if you let's just think about the conversation we're having right now. If this conversation was taking place in 10 years ago, let's say, right before Donald Trump's first win, do you think that we would be, ourselves then compared to ourselves now would be asking the question, are you guys fucking full of shit? Like there's no way this is real. There's no way this is America. Because that just sounds like a dictatorship. That sounds like everything that if your rootin' tootin' fucking grandpa died in World War II, this is what he was fighting against, and now you're welcoming it back in this country. Like, there's no way that we would take us seriously, our own selves from the future.
I think if 10 years ago, like this Zach showed up at our doorstep and told me like a quarter of this shit, I'd be like, you're a fucking lunatic. And also, why do you look exactly like me? Go away. This is horrifying.
Yeah, I feel like today is what we used to parody. Like this is what this used to be Saturday Night Live skits.
Yeah.
And now this is just reality. And
It
it's
used to be sci-fi novels.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
and that too, yeah. Dystopian futures where they use computers to track everybody's everything and
Yeah.
and the thing is with those novels and everything, you knew who the bad guy was. And even MAGA could figure it out. But when it's
Hey,
real,
let's take it
they
easy
vote for
there.
Palpatine.
I don't know, man. I swear to God, some of them watch Star Wars and they're like, "Hey, I don't know, this Darth Vader guy."
He had some pretty good ideas. He had concepts of a lightsaber.
Fuck them kids.
Yeah, those
I
younglings,
have
they fucking
concepts of a Death Star.
yeah, those goddamn younglings were fucking here illegally.
Deserved it, dude. Yeah. Oh no, younglings. They're illegal immigrants. They gotta go. Go take care of them, Anakin.
There's too many of them, Master Darth Vader. Kill them all, even the little ones. All right.
Jesus.
Yeah, man, I had sometimes you just gotta get it out. But I think no, this is crazy. This is fucking bananas insane. Like this is stuff that I don't want to be on here anymore. What's that one guy say? I don't want to live on this planet anymore. Dude, I've been saying that for the last 6 months. I'm fucking over this shit. And my birthday's tomorrow and I'm sad.
Oh. Happy day before your birthday.
No, all
Yeah,
he gets
everyone
is
who hears this, it'll
budget cuts.
it'll be after Eric's birthday when you hear this. So send us a happy birthday email. Your most creative happy birthday email.
Yes, yeah, and if you don't, we're just gonna make them up on live anyway. So you might as well do it. No, I don't know, guys. It's just I just need like 5 seconds here because I feel like before when I would hear like people being like, well, like politics or the current situation in America makes me depressed and I don't want to like I was like, come on, you fucking wimp. You know what I mean? It's just words. Like just don't read then like I do. But now they make it so easy to get that information and I think I'm getting a little sad.
Well, it's sad when like here's the thing though, is like you can blame the 24/7 news cycle that glorifies violence and everything, but you can kind of get around that, right? Like if you know where to read and look and you know what's like big and flashy, like you can kind of avoid some of that stuff, like I don't need to hear about every dog that dies in a goddamn flood,
Yeah.
like and then you can kind of avoid that stuff. But now what the fuck? I don't know what news to read. There's because like I remember back like during Obama's terms, I could just read the news. And sure, like bad stuff was going on. Absolutely. There was like wars and, the economy was kind of like fucky for some of it and like whatever. And that stuff sucked. But I wasn't like, I didn't feel the walls closing in on me, to a point where I'm like, wow, like I have less faith now in my future than I ever have in my entire life, right? Like the idea that I could have a good future, have a good house, and all that normal American dream bullshit, like is I don't know, man. I think I'm gonna end up picking fucking blueberries in some fucking state somewhere when I get shipped off for having ADHD. I legitimately like, or do I die because I can't afford insulin anymore? Or do I die of fucking measles? Fuck.
Yeah.
There was like a couple of cases of measles that was traced back to the Mall of America.
Mhm.
So if there's measles fuckers walking around the Mall of America, good luck. That shit hangs in the air, and the Mall of America's busiest goddamn place in the city. So I don't know, man. I get it.
Yeah.
So
You go ahead. Rick.
Here's how I sort of boil down the 10 years ago versus now. 10 years ago, I was saying things will get better. Now, I'm not saying that anymore.
No.
Things will get worse.
Yeah.
Things will either stay the same or more than likely get worse.
Here's a depressing little tidbit for you guys, and unfortunately, it has the age difference between us is about 10 years, right? So I thought to myself the other day, I said, if this economy and everything sucks, at least it's not going to be as bad because I'll still have like a 10-year gap like between you guys, right? Like this makes sense in my head. So it's like those guys will see like they're screwed, but I still have a 10-year buffer that I could,
before you get to our level of fucked.
Yeah. but I
Well,
felt
I mean,
that it's a sad thought, but Jesus Christ, I'm like, there's no fucking way like my 30s are going to be good. There's no way.
well, I tell you what, my 30s haven't been great. So I turned 30 during COVID and I celebrated by going in my basement lifting weights by myself. Like, which was fine. I don't know. It was pretty cool. But
Yeah.
no, it sucks. It sucks to know that I'm gonna have to work, 200% harder than anyone else in the generation before, like Rick or I,
Yeah.
And it sucks to know also that anyone in that generation before us just doesn't, or most of them, I should say, don't seem to recognize that struggle. So anytime I bring it up, they just go like, Just, you got to work real hard. I'm like, cocksucker, what am I fucking doing then? Like,
Yeah.
what do you think I've been doing for the last how long? Again, I've said it a million times. Come look me in the fucking eye and tell me I haven't worked hard, because I will bitch slap you with my fucking hands that are fucking rock solid from all this goddamn bullshit that I've done for the last however long. Like, I'm so tired of that fucking line that's told to me by people that have like these amazing jobs because they were born at the right time, and they have fucking pensions and retirements that are overflowing, and some are fucking unions, so they got all this fucking union bullshit that they don't want me to have, but they love having it. And it's like,
Yeah.
what the fuck are we? I thought we were supposed to leave the world better than we found it. I thought that was the thing. I thought that was what we did. When I was a kid, I grew up thinking that was the thing. I guess I got brainwashed by fucking woke Captain Planet or some shit. Bunch of fucking God.
Yeah.
Mullet ass have an ass.
Yeah, it's fucking bullshit. Save the
man.
planet, gay.
You know,
Oh, you like
speaking-
trees? Ugh.
Yeah. No, a lot of people's mindset has shifted, and this is why the exact reason why they voted for Trump too is just like, well, I don't need to leave it better for when I like. This is a real quote that I heard from somebody very close to me, and they said, I'm voting based on how it's going to impact me and me alone. Even though I know I don't have long left in this world anymore, I want the best of it. I'm like, dude, fuck you, kind of, right? Like, there's still the rest of us and your kid and your, people that, oops, and your kids and your fucking,
Whatever
your
whatever, kids,
fucking,
your whole fucking family. Well, there's whatever. There's kids, grandkids. There's fucking all this shit. Like, dude, I don't know. You're right. It is a fuck you. What he's basically telling you is like, hey, fuck off. I don't care about you.
yeah, man.
But
Whoever that is a real stick in the mud.
But the thing is they're not getting the best either. So they were duped into voting for the worst for both
Right.
themselves
Yeah.
and everyone else.
Yeah, man.
And this will have lasting effects like a long time. Like
Yeah.
long time. You know, like if any of the three of us have kids, our kids will feel it. Our kids would feel that. You know, like fuck, we're still suffering from Ronald Reagan's bitch ass going in there, fucking whatever, being a fucking dumb fuck for how many years. And now we got to deal with this fucking bullshit. Like all these years later, because he somehow tricked people into thinking that trickle down economics works, while his wife was getting cum trickled down the back of her throat in the fucking parking lot. Hashtag
Yeah,
throat
apparently
goat.
she was a throat
Hashtag
queen.
Nancy Reagan.
Yeah.
Yeah, throwback.
Which, girls got to eat. But I will say this.
Hey, man, I get you.
I said earlier, just speaking of gay, because it's Pride Month, right? June, to all those who celebrate. And
I said earlier, speaking of gay, Jesus Christ.
Well, I did. I didn't want people to be listening and be like, what the fuck was that about? And then not address it.
So anyway, gay.
But I just want to say, so I follow the Vikings, right? Minnesota Vikings, Skull. And
see, now I see where you got gay. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. All right. But they posted their Pride, message or whatever, like all companies do, basically the June 1st, the turn of the month.
Yep.
And what pisses me off the fucking most about that is immediately, and I look for it now on everything like that's associated with it, but the laugh react. Like, I'm like, I know who's doing that. And then the comments, Happy Veterans fucking month. It's like, I didn't know it was Veterans
That was
month.
May.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was last month, fucking dumb shit.
And not only, but then they're like, okay, well, I'll celebrate fucking anti-American woke bullshit. It's like, dude, there's nothing more American than fucking Pride
Just
Month.
Accepting your fucking neighbor. Dude, dude, let's take a detour for Pride Month here, because there's two stories we got to talk. There's one I just saw. So one story I just saw, and this is just being a fucking dickhead. Pete Hegseth ordered, there's a Navy ship named after Harvey Milk, who was, I think he was a congressperson, big gay rights activist. I think he was like assassinated, actually. I don't remember for sure. So whatever. Look that up on your own time. But there's a ship named after him, and they're ordering it to be renamed. We don't know what the name is yet, but they're ordering it to be renamed. I saw it, CNN posted the story. So that's fucked up. And then for those of you familiar with King of the Hill,
Yeah.
Or Parks and Rec, I guess. But the voice of what's his name, John Redcorn or whatever in King of the Hill,
Yes.
and Chief Hotate from Parks and Rec was killed in a fucking hate crime, like a
Yep.
fucking heinous fucking hate crime, like what 2 days
Yep.
ago, where people burned his fucking house down. When he went back, him and his husband found their dog's head and his leash in a fucking mailbox. And when they started freaking the fuck out about that, their neighbor came out and shot them because they're gay.
Yep.
Yep.
So, all of these fuckheads, I know there's so many fuckheads that we all talk to on a daily basis who talk about either they hate gay people, blah, 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 all this bullshit, it doesn't matter. Or there's people that go, like that type of hate crime doesn't exist. You're all fucking wrong. Completely
That's why
fucking
there's
wrong.
Pride Month.
Right.
Yeah.
Because until shit like that stops, they need a fucking spotlight shown on them.
Yeah.
Like literally, like they do.
Tell me when was the time any fucking white dude had to worry about getting gunned down and their house burnt down and their dog shoved in a fucking mailbox? When did a straight cis fucking white guy ever have to deal with that type of hate?
No,
Never.
my wife and I could do that on the front yard, and we would get a ton of help from the people around. I mean, granted, the people around us aren't fucking shitheads. He was
Right.
killed in Texas. He lived in Texas, so of course, all these fuckheads in Texas are just like foaming at the mouth to put one in the chest of a fucking gay person.
Right.
It's absolutely fucking insane. And yes, like that. Like first of all, like that's why Pride Month is here, and that is also why like straight people need to help throw the fucking bricks. Right?
Yep.
Like
Yeah.
Stonewall was that's where the brick throwing shit comes from. But like that's why shit like this is important for like straight white dudes to talk about. Because we are the ones that have to fucking go arm in arm with these fuckers and go, look, if you're gonna gun them down, gun me the fuck down too. And I ain't going easy. Like, seriously. It's so fucking ridiculous that we have to be so petty as to rename a fucking ship,
Yeah.
right? They are so fucking upset about the fact that someone else loves someone. Like, who in the fuck cares? It is so fucking beyond me.
How
I don't know, man.
fragile do you have to be
Right.
to do
Right.
that shit? Like, what the fuck? What are you doing?
No,
It has
like,
zero effect on you.
these
Absolutely
fuckers think
none.
more about gay sex than fucking gay people do.
Yeah.
For fuck's sake. Oh, I
Yep.
saw another story. Okay, I saw another story. Here's what I'm just thinking of. Trans. Oh, geez, I'm trying to remember. A trans man was in a bar in Florida, asked to use the women's restroom because that's what Florida mandates they use, is the gender assigned at birth. So they're using that one. Someone claiming to be the bar owner broke into the women's bathroom, looked over the top of the fucking stall, staring down at this person just trying to take a piss, said, "There's a man in here," drug them out, beat the fucking shit out of them. The cops came, the cops beat the shit out of them and
Holy
arrested them.
shit.
Yeah. So that's why the bathroom laws don't fucking work. And I want to say I'm one of the many people that fucking called it that would happen. Because this
Yep.
person does look like, just on their face, like whatever, how they look like, yeah, that's probably a dude. And that, I believe that's how they identify. Um, as I recall, that's how they identify as male. But again, they were trying to do the right thing to these fucking bullshit bathroom laws. They were trying to avoid this. But all these you can always fucking tell people, you can't always tell. You can absolutely not always tell. All right, I fucking promise. But I mean, that's the world they live in now,
Yeah.
in fucking fear.
So this is a direct consequence of Trump being elected, right? This is it's what you guys say. It emboldens the bigots,
Yes.
the racists, and everybody in between. And now we're seeing like I mean, let's not for nothing, but the guy from King of the Hill, I mean, he has
Yeah.
somewhat of a celebrity status, right? And
Big time.
if somebody feels like emboldened enough to fucking burn a house down, kill a dog, and then kill that person, and then the police say it was just a shooting and not a hate crime, like the reporting on that whole thing was also like definitely stuff was left out, but it just blows my where are we at in America? Are we 19 fucking 60 again? Do we need to do this all over again? I don't understand, and I never will, and nobody can ever try to talk to me about it, because you're just wrong if you think that there's any argument for the other side.
I don't understand how you get to a point in your life where you're just sitting in your house and you see your neighbors who you fucking found out are gay, and you decide I'm going to kill one of them.
Right.
I'm going to fucking end their life. Not only that, I will have destroyed everything they work for before that. If that was the same guy that burnt it down, I don't know. Either way, he's probably happy that it happened. Right? So you're going to cheer that on, that type of fucking behavior, and killing their fucking dog, who is even more innocent. It's just a fucking dog.
No,
you know?
I can't imagine walking out my front door and seeing a scene like that and just going, I'm going to pull a gun out and I'm going to end their life because they're freaking out in the street over the fact that their life is just crumbling before their eyes.
Right.
The people who have that shit going through their brain is the reason we need gun control in this fucking country, first of all. But also, like, those are the most sick people among us. Like, they are mentally unwell because no normal, logical, reasonable human being would make that assessment of the situation. That, like, this requires my handgun or whatever the fuck, whatever he used. I don't know what the fuck gun he used. Doesn't fucking matter.
Yeah.
It's just absolutely, I don't know. If you're a fucking straight person and you see someone yelling at a gay person, go help. It's hands on sight. I don't give a shit. You need to fucking go do something or say something. If someone makes a sideways ass comment about blah, 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 gay people, trans people, I don't give a shit. No, correct that shit. Because too many people are confident going to their buddies, go, haha, fucking something stupid trans joke. No, we're not fucking doing that shit anymore. None of us are doing that shit. And anyone, words, I like whatever you have to do. Scream at them in public. I don't give a shit. Like, make a scene in Target. I don't give a fuck. Like, we gotta fucking stop this. And the only way to do it is embarrass these fucking cockroaches back in their fucking hole. I'm done. Jesus fuck. Ugh.
Yeah, no, it's an important thing, and I think especially with current, like what just happened, definitely appropriate to talk about. And I also just saw that you have that on there on the list to talk about anyway, so I apologize for jumping in the topic portion.
No, it's appropriate.
But our next topic, because there's really no good segue after that, which was an important conversation, but Elon Musk has been bullied out of the White House after 130 days of being in it. And
finally,
this I read somewhere, or an opinion was that this was for him kind of saving as much face as he can to get back to his company because it's not doing well.
Yeah. No, he went all in on politics for a while there. So the fact that he's just kind of deciding he's done is interesting, you know? So I mean, he got bullied out, you know, the boycotts against his companies worked. And probably the internet bullying that we saw probably had a non-zero effect. You know, I think we all saw that video where he was like getting spammed in the chat trying to play fucking Path of Exile or whatever. Yeah. And I mean, well, the thing too is he also broke with MAGA on their big, beautiful bill. He made a post that he's pissed that it inflates government spending to an insane amount, which, you know what? Wow. I agree with Elon Musk. Hell is getting chilly. But I will say that the fun part is he's not leaving. Like, he can't even leave peacefully. He's leaving with a black eye. He's leaving with a black eye in a video of him 1,000% like on ketamine, just fucking swinging his head around in the Oval Office. He says the black eye was from his son, and Steve Bannon says the black eye was from a fight with Scott Bessent, who was in charge of the I'll never remember here now. I'm all spun up. But yeah, apparently it is potentially got in a fist fight with Treasury Secretary. There we go. With the Treasury Secretary. Which, I don't know, if I had a chance to punch Elon in the face, like, God, I'd take it. And I think a lot of those people probably were like, hey, Scott, buddy, like, good job, bud. You got him.
For sure.
Who's the bald guy who's fucking talks for Trump once in a while? Steve.
Dr. Evil.
Dr. Evil. Oh, shit.
Stephen
I can't
Miller.
remember his name now either.
Is that right?
Stephen Miller.
Oh, Stephen Miller. Oh, yeah. Yeah, Steve. Okay, yeah.
I heard it was him that punched him because he's left-handed, and I heard that his wife is leaving the Trump administration to go work for Elon.
Oh, see, I hadn't heard that one. I have also seen maybe a rumbling rumor that Kristi Noem was the one that hit him. But I don't think that Bratz doll with half the IQ of a fucking slice of cheese could punch that well. So
it's insulting to cheese, Zach.
You know what? I'm sorry. She ain't sharp cheddar. I'll tell you that much.
You know what? Regardless of who did it,
I'm
though,
here all week.
whoever did do it, even if it was his kid, good for that kid, and keep it up. I mean, fuck that guy.
Do you think it was
Fuck that
fucking
guy.
AEIOU, fucking XYZ SR-71 Blackbird that fucking swung on him? He's just sitting on top of his dad's head, like acting as the meat shield, just smacks him one right in the fucking dome.
Yeah. Even the way Elon described it, like how it happened, is like, that's your story, huh? He's like, I told my kid to
Yeah.
punch me in the face.
Yeah, no, you didn't.
No, you didn't.
No one's dad has ever done. Like, Elon is not the guy to be like the tough, like, all right, son, you're gonna learn to fight. Like, that's not Elon, bro.
No.
It's like, unlike Elon, I've been a kid before, and
Like a normal, real child.
yeah, and like I've never, I don't know, that's anecdotal, but like, no, that you didn't do that.
No, yeah, I don't. That's some sort of weird fucked up story you give when like if you're a dude that beats your wife and you go to the ER together, like, oh, I don't know, I told you we were wrestling around with our kid and like, no, that's the dumbest fucking story I've ever heard. So I think he got into it with someone. I would not be surprised if someone swung on Elon, like someone from the White House. Like, not surprised at all.
I hope that's what happened. I hope he gets his ass kicked again.
That's the reality I'm going to live in. That's
Yeah.
it. He got fucking rocked right in the dome.
That is my own personal alternative fact.
So-
I'll keep that one for my heart.
So he went against the big beautiful bill or whatever. That's fact.
Yeah.
So that was
I was just gonna say, if that's the case, was this kind of like a show sign, like, hey, this is what happens when you vote against the bill? Like,
No.
he only got punched, but it's Elon Musk, everybody. You know what I mean?
Well,
Like,
he
if
went
you're
against
nobody.
he went against the bill after he got punched. Like,
Oh, he
like
did?
publicly, yeah. So he
Okay.
posted that after he departed the White House.
Gotcha.
Now he
never
doesn't have
mind
the
then.
balls anymore because he was doing an interview and this guy, I don't know who was doing the interview. They tried to like push him on like, oh, don't the tariffs hurt? Doesn't this hurt?
Yeah.
And Elon was like, no, I'm not going to talk about any of that stuff. So it seems he has lost his testicles somewhere in a bag, perhaps, in a garbage disposal, ideally, so he can stop reproducing. But yeah,
I honestly think all of this is just trying to win back any support to sell for his companies, because he's like he's splashing, he's fucking sinking. His personal reputation is just destroyed. Like, nobody likes that motherfucker.
it's the
And
lowest it's ever been. I guarantee it.
yeah, and that makes it incredibly hard to sell things. Turns out, when you piss
Yeah.
everybody off, it's hard to sell them stuff.
Please buy my thing. Also, fuck you.
Yeah. And so I think that's what all of this is for. It's just posturing. Like, he got what he wanted out of Doge. He got all of his investigations dropped, and his companies are getting contracts with the government. We all know how juicy those are.
Oh, yeah.
So he got what he wanted out of Doge. He bailed, and now he's trying to fucking save face with his customers.
Yep.
And
Don't
it's
let
not
it work.
working. It's not
Don't let him trick you. I wouldn't buy a Tesla if you fucking paid me for it. I don't know what the fuck. I don't know. I'm not buying one. Fuck him. I didn't want one before anyway, but now I really don't want one.
Yeah.
I
How
can't
can I
afford
buy
one,
one
but I'm-
less?
Dude, that's the thing. You probably could afford one now.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, now yeah, I think they fucking give it's gonna be like buy one, get one free sales soon. I swear to fucking God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Side note to that, I was reading a story today that apparently someone put in an order for a Cybertruck, and they said it's ready for delivery immediately. And they got it, and it looked like it had been sitting outside for like 5 months.
Because it had. Did all
Yeah.
the glue wear off so the panels were kind of hanging?
so it just sat there baking in the sun for 5 fucking months, and they try and like trade it, like sell it off as like, this is brand new. It's like, well, you might have built it and it doesn't have any miles, but it's been sitting out in the elements for half a fucking year. Like,
Yeah. Yeah, I think there's a few Tesla dealers like near me, and I feel like they're going to start getting shuttered here pretty soon. Whoever bet on that was, I mean, it was probably a good bet for a while, and I bet they made a ton of money, much like the stock. But yeah,
Yep.
I think that's going downhill. That investment's going to go south.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'd hold on to any. Well, I'm not going to give any financial advice.
This is financial advice. we are all fiduciaries. That's not true. I can
Don't call me
barely
name.
fadouche bag.
Well, either way, he's gone now. But yeah, like you guys said, he got what he wanted. Let's maybe take this thing home with some calls to action that our audience can potentially take part in. So first one being June 14th is No King's Day. We'll have a link in the description of the podcast that you can click on and navigate from there. But because that's Flag Day, right? And that's the appropriateness of it.
That is Donald Trump's birthday. I mean, they're having a parade. It's also like I think it's like the birthday of the military or some shit also. But the big thing is it's Trump's birthday. And like we've been saying, we got to fuck it up. Man, if you go to the nokings.org website, the link will be there. But when you go in there and you look at events, like the link to attend, it looks like America has chicken pox, dude. There's so many goddamn events going on. It's insane. So you can find one near you. I'm almost certain of it.
That's good.
So yeah.
Yeah. Show the fuck up for this one, guys. Come on.
Dude, yeah, if we can get a huge thing, man. I mean, like countrywide, if we can get a huge thing going, that would be I would love that, dude. I would fucking love if like the number of people protesting was like bigger than his fucking parade. Like I think that's the line, dude. Got to make some serious fucking noise.
I think the last one would have qualified for that, but let's make this one even bigger.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because
Yeah, the last one was pretty good.
Yeah. And then see here, call your representatives to ask RFK Jr. to resign. Zach, you put this little blurb in here, but after being caught generating fake citations in a report meant to guide public policy, RFK Jr. showed himself incapable of managing the health and well-being of Americans as HHS secretary and should resign. So looks like you have something on there. Use 5 Calls app.
Yeah.
Yep.
The 5 Calls app is good. Emailing, whatever you're comfortable with. But yeah, try and get your reps to publicly call for his resignation. This is a really perfect kind of time to do it. You know, if he's going to be that fucking lazy, get him out. So yeah, if we can pressure our representatives into starting to call for his resignation, I think that would be a huge move, and it'd be good for everyone. So.
And then last but not least, and I know we talked about it a lot, but already, but it's Pride Month, June Pride Month, and reach out to friends and loved ones, and we're all in this together.
Hell yeah. No, Pride Month and Men's Mental Health Month. Both can coexist, by the way. We don't have to pick one or the other. But yeah, no, Pride Month. I mean, again, we talked enough about Pride Month and I ranted and I made bad content because I got real upset. But yeah, I mean, Mental Health Month is huge too. You know, I mean, text the homies, whatever. I think it's something like 700,000 men kill themselves every year. And it's mostly because we don't talk because I don't know, we're fucking dumb. I don't know.
The only feeling we're allowed to feel is rage.
Yeah, that's actually honestly pretty accurate. If you start crying, everyone's like, "Ah, what are you, a sissy?" And you say, "Fuck you" to those people. So yeah, I don't like be goofy. You know, I don't know. You could be goofy and text homies, be like, "Hey, homie, how art thou?" Whatever. You know, be stupid, whatever. But just knowing that someone's listening can be huge.
Yeah, I want to. Yeah, that is important. I do try to do that too, but then I always get met with the. So what's up? Why'd you text me? Right. Well, I was just seeing if you're still there. That's good. But
doing the old pulse check.
Yeah.
Sorry to bother you. No, I have a little kind of a funny little sad story about men's mental health, or like how we get uncomfortable with crying and things like that. I in my younger years or a couple years ago, a long time ago, I was at my buddy's house and we were drinking, and I was just got after a breakup or something, right? And I was in the feels of it because I was drunk, but I was yarping too at the same time. So I was in the bathroom with the light off, and I was puking and crying. And then one of my friends comes in and he opens the door and he turns on the light, sees that I'm crying, looks at me a little bit, shuts the light off and shuts the door. He didn't know what the fuck to do.
Oh my God. I mean, I guess to be fair, like what a scene, like
Right.
but maybe ask if you need something.
Yeah. Well, I remember even like thinking at the moment, like, this is really funny. Like, that's a really funny thing to happen. And then like pulling myself away and being like, yeah, what did I expect? He caught me at a vulnerable moment. Nobody was supposed to walk in, and he did. So
I needed some alone time.
It was Gordon, wasn't it?
No.
It was not
It was
Gordon.
it was somebody else. But I just thought it was funny. I remind him of it every now and again, and we laugh. But yeah, so don't get uncomfortable if you see a fella crying. Maybe sit down with him and say what's going on, or get him a glass of water if he's puking too. So we'll see what happens. But that's the podcast for what it's worth, and I appreciate everybody who listened. Any final thoughts from you guys?
Thanks for listening to me yell, everyone. I'm sorry I got mad.
Thanks for listening. I don't see in the future, see in the pasture.
Yes. All right. Thank you.